Check it. All right, apes, in this AMC and ape technical analysis update, I look at the fundamental and technical analysis data and give you a price prediction for this week. I talk about the vote and what I think is going to happen, and exactly what I think is going to happen, and just my personal opinion. Sorry if it upsets you, but based off the facts, this is what I think. And looking at all the facts and data, we come to a conclusion using critical thinking and our minds to find out where the price is gonna go next. My predictions have been extremely accurate lately. I seem to be always on point, even though the haters in the comments still hating. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna keep doing my thing. So let's go ahead and check out the charts, the fundamental data, and see what we have going on.
What is up, guys? You're back for another update for AMC and ape, and in this video I'm going to use technical analysis and fundamental data to try to give you a price prediction for this week. Now, I'm still sticking to my prediction that the low for this week will be about $6 and the high for this week will be $8 to $10. So the possible high that we will reach is $8 to $10 unless the MOAS starts. I do say that MOAS could happen anytime if we have a potential trigger, a potential catalyst, a black swan event. But unless that scenario happens, my prediction for the end of this week is $8 to $10. And the absolute lowest for the week, my prediction will be is $6. That is just my prediction based off the price action that we have now. Again, that is subject to change, but it has been right so far. I told you guys that today would be a green candle print on today's candle. I told you that in my daily update. So every morning I drop a daily update, and I told you that we'd have a green day today on AMC and also ape. Ape was up 8% and AMC was up about 1% green on both days. So my prediction was absolutely right, absolutely on point as normal. So as you guys can see, everything is on track for what I've been predicting. We broke out of this falling wedge pattern that you guys see here. We've been tracking that falling wedge and we broke right out of that falling wedge, and we are looking extremely good. Now, if you guys look at the alligator is used to indicate momentum. What this is when there's a lot of momentum, there is a lot of width in between the bands. There's a lot of space in between the bands. So as you can see on this move that we were tracking before, it was a large move to the upside. So the bullish band was on top, the green band was on top, and you can see that there's a lot of room in between the bands. Once the move started to end, you can see that the bands got closer together, and then the blue band eventually crossed on top. Now, as you guys can see, the green band for this down move is starting to curl up, and it's going to cross over and cross to the bullish side. So this is telling me that we are getting bullish momentum to the upside. And if you look on the smaller time frames, which will translate to the higher time frames, the blue line or the green line is already crossing to the bullish side, gaining bull momentum, and we are getting that bounce that I was predicting. Now, today was the first day of that bounce. It was basically holding support, retesting support, and we held support, retested that $5.25, which I did predict would hold as support, and I told you was the support level I was looking at. And now we are getting that bounce that I told you guys we were getting. So if you look at everything, we are looking extremely bullish in my prediction. In my personal opinion, we had RSI go to the oversold level. That's how I know we were getting that bounce. We also had the green weekly or the green 4-hour MACD change to bullish. So we have the 4-hour MACD officially flipped to the bullish side. And if you look on the bigger time frames, we have a green weekly MACD, which correlates with large movement to the upside. As you guys can see, large movement to the upside, green weekly MACD, large movement to the upside, large movement to the upside. You guys get the picture. And I think we are going to have a large movement to the upside here. And if you look at the Bollinger Bands as well, we can go ahead and put the Bollinger Bands on. These are indicative of a large movement. So as you guys can see, the Bollinger Bands are squeezing tight right here. Large movement to the upside. Now, they were overextended because that move, but they squeeze in tight. Large movement to the upside, and Bollinger Bands on the weekly time frame are once again squeezing very, very tight, indicative of a large move coming. We also have this higher low, higher high setup on the bigger time frame. So if you guys can see, I have it marked in blue. This blue line here, we have a higher high, a higher high, and a higher high. We have a higher low, a higher low, and a higher low. This bounce is getting confirmed, and that means our next price target for the higher high is up in this blue level range. So as you guys can see, it's about $9, $8, $9, $10, about in that range. As we move on, as you guys move on, the time changes things a little bit differently, so we can get a little bit different price action. But as you guys can see, it's roughly about, you know, $8 to $9, as you guys can see, depending on how much time it will take, $8 to $9. Now this move could take at least, you know, 2-3 weeks. As you guys can see, we're on the daily candle, so you guys can see about how much time it would take. It could take about 2-3 weeks, but we are heading up to that side, and we are reaching higher highs and higher lows, and that is extremely bullish in my personal opinion, especially having this flip to the bullish MACD on the 4-hour time frame. And if we look on the 4-hour time frame, if we go ahead and put the EMAs on, we have a golden cross on the 4-hour time frame. Anytime the 50 EMA crosses over the 200 EMA marked in white, the 50 marked in gold, that is called a golden cross. That is a move that even the most sophisticated traders and some quote-unquote smart money use to determine if a stock is bullish. And as you guys can see, we have the 50 crossing over the 200, and we still have that bullish golden cross on the 4-hour time frame, which let me know that this stock still has a lot of bullish momentum and that this overall uptrend that we're seeing is going to remain intact. Also, what lets me know that is things like the green weekly MACD, things of that nature lets me know that this uptrend is staying on track, and that is how I'm so confident in my predictions and so accurately able to predict my moves, because I take all of these things and put them together. Now, if we look at what we have for this coming week, we have the year-over-year inflation data coming out for core inflation rate and the year-over-year inflation rate. Those are both coming out here in this week. Now, if they are over the 6% range for the year-over-year inflation rate, that means that the market is going to crash or go down. If they are under, that means we could see a potential pump. And the same thing for the core inflation rate for the 5.5 year-over-year inflation rating. If we see that above, then we could see the market go up. If we see that down, we could see the market go down. It's potential either way, but what this is going to do is at least cause volatility in the markets. I want you guys to be aware of that. We also have the shareholders meeting going on tomorrow, so we have that going on tomorrow. We have the vote going on tomorrow. I think everything is pretty much priced in. The only thing that I think would cause a major squeeze is if we had a no vote. I think the vote is basically going to be a yes. I think it's rigged to be a yes. I dropped a video on why I think it's rigged to be yes. Adam Aron is basically being sued because he rigged the vote to be a yes. He's being sued because they want to stop the conversion from AMC to APE, and that he sold all of the APE shares to Ontario Capital. He's being sued for that because he basically took away our vote, and that's what's happening. I think that when this gets resided, or it gets dealt with on April 27th, and it might possibly go to a no vote because Adam Aron is pretty guilty of what they're accusing him of, and I think the court's going to go in the decision against Adam Aron. And I think that could potentially trigger the squeeze. So I think April 27th is going to be a major date, because that's where we're going to get the official answer on what's going to happen on that vote. And that is just my personal opinion. So that could be something that triggers the MOAS or a black swan, the stocks crashing, anything of that nature. And I've dropped videos on all of those things. If we look at the FTDs are basically ramping up, and they look extremely bullish in my personal opinion. As you guys can see, because T+35 closeout date, we have plenty of FTDs that have to be shares bought out of the market all next week. As you guys can see, the 13th, the 14th, the 15th, the 16th. So all this week, I mean, we have shares, FTDs that need to be bought in the open market, shares that need to be bought in the open market because of the FTDs T+35 closeout date. So this is extremely bullish, and I think this reason why we've seen some of this price action, some of the volume going up and the price steadily going up, is because of the FTDs running up. And as you guys can see, FTDs have been running up to about 7 million, 7.5 million, which is more FTDs than we had when we ran up to that all-time high. So it is extremely bullish, and that could cause AMC to squeeze any time. We have open interest, so the max pain at $8.50. This is one data point that I'm looking at. It's not all the data points that I'm looking at, but it is one of the data points that I'm looking at to help give my prediction of, again, $6 for the lowest point and a green weekly candle for this week that I am predicting. And again, my predictions have been extremely accurate. And also prediction of a possible high of $8 to $10 for AMC stock this week. If we look at the options chain, there is a ton of options in the options chain. leading up to a possible gamma ramp that also could help set AMC off anytime, which is extremely bullish. Shares available to borrow is 250,000 right now, so they don't have very many shares available to borrow, which could easily allow us to run up and release some of the short pressure that we've been seeing. Also, that could release some of the short pressure is the cost of borrow being at about 100%, 120%. All of this is extremely bullish in my opinion, and that is also why I put in my predictions and helps me be so confident that this uptrend that we are in is still going to remain up, because I look at all the data like options, cost to borrow, and everything else. Short interest is at 24.39%, which is extremely bullish in my opinion. As you guys can see, everything is lining up in our favor. We have enough short interest to squeeze twice over. Stocks squeeze at about 10% short interest, so we have plenty of short interest to see an absolutely massive short squeeze. Let's go ahead and check out the technical analysis for APE and then wrap up the video. So as you guys can see, we had a 8% run on APE today, so APE ended up about 8%. Positive day for APE today, which I did predict. We got this basically bottom off of $1.50. I said I was looking at $1.60, $1.50 to hold as support. The possible lowest that I thought it would come down to is $1.20. I've been saying this over and over in my videos, but now we got this confirmed bounce. I am looking for us to get a reversal. As you guys can see on the 4-hour, we have the green weekly MACD. RSI was oversold. That's another reason I knew we were getting the bounce. We are also starting to get a lot of momentum on the momentum indicator, as you guys can see down here. So everything is looking like we are going to be moving to the upside for APE. I also want to point out something on the Bollinger Bands for AMC real quick. As you guys can see on the 4-hour time frame, another bullish metric is the Bollinger Bands are starting to constrict, letting me know that a big movement is coming either tomorrow or the next day. Probably a big pop to the upside. We are going to see something come either tomorrow or the next day. Again, possibly a big move to the upside. That is just based off the Bollinger Bands, but I am sticking with my weekly predictions for AMC. Let's go ahead and look at APE. As you guys can see, this bull flag right here is kind of forming on APE. APE is kind of forming this bullish flag right here as we had this nice move up today, and it's consolidating very bullishly. I'm expecting a breakout of this either today or tomorrow and probably move to the upside and probably hit about the $1.90, $2 range. So I am expecting APE to end the week at about $2 even. I am thinking APE is going to end the week about $2 even and have a green weekly candle print, and those are my predictions for AMC and APE. Again, the weekly candle for APE I'm predicting to be green. I'm predicting the weekly candle for AMC to be green. I predicted the daily candle today and my daily update to be green for AMC and APE to be green for APE. So they have been on point and everything is tracking in my favor. But guys, that is basically the video. Again, all of the data, all of the metrics are extremely bullish. We have these FTDs giving us buying pressure. We have bullish technical analysis. We have the higher low, higher high setup on AMC. Everything is tracking as planned. Not too much to update. I don't want to be too repetitive in my videos, giving you guys the same data over and over again. So I updated you on today's price action, today's news, what I think is going on with the reverse split. That is just my personal opinion. I'm sorry if that upsets you. Again, I think that nothing is going to happen until basically April 27th when this thing is finally resolved and we get the real answer, because again, tomorrow is just the vote. I think the vote is rigged against our favor into a yes vote, and that is just my personal opinion. I dropped a video on that if you want more explanation on how Antera has enough shares to make the vote a yes and why they're going to vote yes, and how AMC sold Antera the shares and all of that stuff. But guys, that was the video. Hopefully you found it informative. I know I did. If you did, go ahead and drop a like, subscribe for more content like this, and as always, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out.
Alright guys, that was the video. Thank you for watching to the end. Make sure you check out my Twitter and Discord link down below. Absolutely free. I drop more updates there, stock picks, and everything else. Again, thank you for watching to the end of the video, and I'm not going anywhere. It doesn't matter how many people talk crap. I'm gonna do my thing, let the technical analysis flow, put my opinions out there, and keep giving you guys these great videos. So as always, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out.